in search of a lost tome. By Vivian. Reluctant as I am to add to your burdens, I would ask your aid in a personal matter, albeit one that may be beneficial to your cause. There exist ancient texts deemed so injurious to modern thought that mere possession is deemed a crime, and it was a chance encounter with one such tome from a distance that sparked within me the scholastic curiosity which burns to this very day. I wish to enlist your aid in reclaiming that text. Should you require further incentive, know that I am willing to offer compensation for services rendered. Of course.
Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
Mm-hmm. An Inconvenient Truth. Right, we're gonna do this right away in a bit. I wanna talk to Jill once more. I think we can still talk about some stuff.
What is it, Clive?
About the origin?
You can always
Yes.
tell me. Somewhere in the back of my mind.
I always knew it would come to this. It was only ever going to end this way, Jill. Either Ultima dies or we do.
I know.
But I still don't think I'm ready for it, and the thought of what you have to do makes me want to cry. Then cry, shout, scream, laugh, do whatever you feel. Our feelings make us who we are, make us better than Ultima.
Thank you.
Clive. But a long time ago I swore that only the stars would see me cry.
And so for now?
I'll save my tears, until the clouds part and the heavens return. So she's waiting for happy
Be
tears.
strong, Clive.
Yes. Oh, we have to speak with Vivian, so then let's go to her. And then we're gonna take a look at the map all together, because there has been something new the whole time already. And yeah, then we're gonna continue an Inconvenient Truth.
Vivian, I read your note.
Okay,
And
then
I'd be happy
the
to
map
help you
comes
find the
later.
book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Hippocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
Okay, so we're
If you
gonna
say
go over
so.
to him, talk to him right away.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of you.
It's
But
fine.
this book,
I still have some
it
time.
set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated.
Ah, Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Hippocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors.
Who are they?
Coveters of Secrets, a clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers. A tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
A fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash.
Okay.
Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he too has turned. But though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be
You
sure to
mean
pay Garnick a visit.
right now, because we're gonna go right now. Alright then. Yeah, Garnick, I have been there before. There have been some Akashic as well. So let's go to this obelisk and go southwest.
The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
Up there. Good. Okay, then there's a bunch of stuff. We're gonna start with the chest, actually. And then we'll go away from right to left. Royal Intelligencer Training Report. In the wake of the tragic fire at Cair Norbent in 873 and the subsequent depletion of our most highly practiced intelligencers, all mainland strongholds were instructed to redouble training in clandestine maneuvers, improvised weaponry and assassination techniques, and dispatch promising volunteers to Stonehill for inspection. This report details progress made by the stronghold at Garnick in reinvigorating Waloed's ranks of esteemed intelligencers.
This is a Royal Army logbook. Did he take this from the local barracks?
On we go. A complete botany of Banes. Oh, this looks Icelandic. Aether Fetida or Tail of Wyvern. Let's go with that. White of flower and black of root, the latter of which gives out an inky gall when cut or crushed. The tribesmen of Northern Storm prick their skin with oaken needles soaked in such, drawing curious patterns about their arms and legs in honor of their heathen gods. This sounds like, for example, the Maori, what they are doing with the ink and stuff, with the tattoos. And I think Samoans as well, like The Rock, for example. The gall is passing toxicate that a single drop taken by mouth may result in cramps most painful for 5 days and 5 nights, or if applied to a wound, certain death. Should a slip of the needle end a young warrior's life, it is said that his skin print failed to find favor among the heavens. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But also maybe a little bit like Northern mythology, I want to say. Yeah, makes more sense that it's something Icelandic.
His interests were certainly varied.
The folklorist's fabulary. The Moogle. No spirit or sprite appears more often in Valestian folktales than the humble Moogle, though they are occasionally painted as mischievous souls akin to pixies or imps. Most stories depict them as clumsy yet congenial spirits who delight in helping mankind with their daily labors. They are said to have sweet tooth, leading to the common superstition that one must not leave cakes or other sweetmeats uncovered overnight, lest naught remain but crumbs come morning. Very funny. In appearance, they are described as being covered head to toe in soft white fur, excepting the small dark wings by which they are somehow able to take flight, and the brightly colored pom-poms that protrude from the tops of their heads. And yet, there is one detail regarding the Moogle that most find more remarkable than even the orb that tops its brow. The fact that the creatures actually exist. Preposterous, I hear you cry. Everybody knows that Moogles are the stuff of legend. I quite agree, but every legend has its basis in truth, and in the case of the Moogle, the fact may be not so dissimilar to the fiction. Ancient bestiaries list the white mole whose feet do not touch the ground among the beasts of the realm, and the illustration beside the name, why it is none other than the Moogle. Of course, it is true that the creatures are not known to still survive in the Twins in the modern day. Perhaps their miniature wings carried them to other climes, perhaps they were hunted to extinction, or perhaps, just perhaps, they do still live among us, hidden away far from human view. Wait, you have nothing to say about that? Okay. From a Distance, chapter 16. Because this is Final Fantasy 16, this is why we are reading the 16th chapter, at least a little bit. The Fall of the Bearers. The emergence of the first magic adepts was wildly heralded as a gift from the gods. Yes, that's what I would say too. It's a gift. So be grateful for the gift. Indeed, the title with which those with the gift came to be commonly known is most likely a contraction of Bearer of the Heavenly Blessing, the wording used by the tribunes of the time. Those born with the blessing were lauded as living crystals and granted high office and plentiful reward for their status as chosen ones. This sounds more like it. So I'm curious to see when this whole slavery ordeal came into place. Over the years, this reverence for their kind would become a full-fledged religion led by the bearers themselves, a development that would prove fateful. The diverse nations of the time were unanimous of their disapproval of the founding of the church. While the authorities had for years welcomed bearers into positions of power in their own structures of state, they were mistrusting of an organization led by bearers for bearers. Efforts were immediately made to chasten the church and its followers, banning members from holding office, evicting adherents from their homes, and breaking up meeting by force. The church responded by forming a volunteer army to resist this persecution, and yet it continued, creating a cycle of ever-increasing bloodshed and rancor, and a growing rift between those born with the blessing and those without. What began with beatings and street clashes would eventually spill over into an all-out war that consumed the greater part of the Twins for nigh a generation and decimated the population of men and bearers both. The deluge of blood that stained the land crimson and left an even more lasting mark upon the minds of Velestian people. After the bearers' last resistance was crushed, the nations of Velestia came together to sign the Continental Accord that initiated the system of slavery that persists across the realm of this day. Its well-known phrase, bearers are other than human, has its roots in the bitter war of the years before, being the unblessed's only excuse for their calamitous refusal to allow the blessed to decide their own destinies. Okay.
This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the Hideaway.
Yes, we have to leave Garnick first and foremost, so somebody will be at the door, or at the gate, probably. Or is there a fight coming?
Leaving so soon, stranger. We've been watching you.
Who are you?
From a distance, so to speak.
Ha!
Subtle.
Bad joke.
I know who you are.
We need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book.
No.
Leave it in our care and return to your life.
No.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
It
Then
shouldn't.
I'll have to politely refuse.
Yeah, it's history.
I
It
won't
should
let
be
you erase our
preserved.
history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse.
Yeah.
Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
No. Wait, I'm not fighting you? Just him and those few? Okay.
Let's see, shall we?
Yeah, let's see. What the hell? I don't get it. What the hell? Why couldn't I stagger him? It was weird. Beautiful. Oh, I can upgrade. Ooh, nice. I can do an upgrade with my ability points. Very nice. I should be able to. I think I needed 5,000.
Impressive.
Easy.
But we have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Come on, let's just
Why do
leave
you
me
want it
be.
so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind.
So,
It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you
Again,
say that this
so-
interpretation was correct?
yes.
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series
There's
of
just
events
history.
took place
Yeah.
may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief.
Huh?
If enough people
truth is the
believe
truth.
that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
Not
you're
really,
trying to
no.
control
It's still a
the
belief.
We are trying to protect people from themselves,
Huh?
from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again.
Let's just kill him right here
Until
now.
then.
Come on. Be done with him.
Wait.
Yeah, wait. Sure. He just vanished. Okay.
Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
Yeah. So let's go home.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You found it. Thank you, Clive. Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable, that it can be changed, provided that those who wish to change it can convince enough people that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of
Correct.
the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not one of us?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the Hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive.
Yeah, of course.
When enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try,
Still not
Vivian.
truth, in my opinion.
I'll try.
I understand the sentiment, but I don't see it. But okay, that was an inconvenient truth. Scholar's Bonnet. Vivian Ninetail's scholarly headwear awarded to her upon the completion of her studies at the University of Canver. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do. Vivian Ninetails. Yeah, we can see this in our chambers. Let's go there right away. Then there's another quest available nearby. Ah, we have more hunts. We're gonna do the hunts first before we go and take a look at our reward or our memory over there. And before we do the next missive and quest and these ones. Ah, let's take a look. Let's take a look. I like those noises. Oh, Moogle is so cute. There's one more, A rank, not even S. The Wailing Banshee. Curse breakers came across this creature while searching for survivors near the abandoned village of Garnick. Misled by the abomination's appearance into thinking she might be a local woman, they went to offer their help, but soon it was they who were seeking salvation. The survivors say they can still hear the screams, but those of the white and those of their fallen comrades. Alright, this is in Garnick in the loot. And we have been there already. We have to go here, right? Vidagrass? Yeah, and then there is Garnick. So we're just going back where we came from, and then there will be a big fight with our next hunt or next bounty. So here we are. And let's see who we are supposed to fight. Oh! Gizamaluk, rank A. One of Benedicta's or Garuda's ethereals.
Harmon's madness lives on.
I love it. Should be staggered already. There you go. Ah, damn it, hit me first time. And this should be it, actually. I have to just activate then the Sukin level 3. And I think this might be it. It is. Beautiful. I think 85k, that was the most damage I did so far. This is not what we need. God dang it, how do I get the Götterdämmerung?
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, this should be a potion, and then I should be full health, although I'm going back home anyways, but... Yes, I was right. Alright, let's go back home. Alright then. There's no new hunt so far. We're going back to the missives. Actually, first we're gonna take a look at the Wall of Memories. Yes. And then we're gonna take a look at the next missives and missions over there. And there is the Scholar's Bonnet, Vivian Ninetail's academic cap awarded to her upon her graduation from the University of Canva. Now Vivian shares her learning with Clive, the gift of the bonnet serving as a pledge that so long as they remain together, her knowledge shall be as much his as it is her own. So... okay, let's read first and foremost. Whole Again by Vivian. Clive. It occurs to me that a single word of thanks does not nearly suffice to express my gratitude for reuniting me with from a distance. The tome made me who I am today, and yet I thought that I should never set eyes upon it again, that those who took it from me had forever robbed me of a part of myself. But now I am whole again, thanks to you. I regret that I can only fill in the gaps in your knowledge and not the holes in your soul, for which reason I shall ever be in your debt. Alright then, let's go for Concern for Jill by Joshua. Though her icon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we not seek to lighten that burden, even but only a fraction before we depart for the skies. I would speak on this more in private.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
Yeah. Priceless. Actually, before we go to Joshua, I'm gonna take a look at him. I just wanna see
with your gear, or
what else I'm still missing. Oh, first we're gonna talk about Origin.
crack the crystal.
Kill a god, save the world. I miss anything? No, that's pretty much the plan,
Not a very good one.
if you ask me.
But then,
I can't say I've had much practice killing gods. Now, forging kit to kill a god, that I might be able to help you with. Reckon it's the least I can do after all you've given us. And it's more than enough. You can thank me when you get back. Right.
so will it be?
I want the Götterdämmerung. I still need 1 Orichalcum and 1 Dark Steel. Okay. Still don't know where to get those. I think as we finish those side quests, we should be
Anything
getting
else?
these. But, yeah, I hope so at least. If not, I will have to Google it. But for now, we're just gonna move on and talk to Joshua.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the Snow Daisies, I remember. It was the
Snow
first time
Daisies.
Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any Snow Daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Alright then. So, Man's Hill is over here. Oh, that's actually quite close. But we haven't been there yet. Interesting. Let's do this. I didn't even know there's a way through here. But okay.
This is the place, but
I'm sorry, Clive.
Everything looks dead. Yeah.
there's nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone in the backyard. To the hideaway, then.
Oh. Sure, let's go back.
Let's hope one of the gardeners knows where to find snow daisies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps?
Oh, the Royal
Both
Meadows.
have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Well, he could have told her that the Man's Hill is no
Did
longer.
you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oillepheist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
Okay. Yeah. Straight to Northreach and then west. Okay. Oh, there! Oh, it looks like we need to kill these beasts first. Yeah.
See them? The flowers and our friends.
Okay, looks like something bigger is
What
coming.
do you see, boy?
Oh, a Minotaur. Mm-hmm.
Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
No. Whoops.
That was harder than I expected.
I think it was fine.
But Founder, it was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
Alright then. Let's go and get her.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oillepheist?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you. Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped. So lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling.
A flashback would be nice. I would have liked to see this as a flashback, what she just told. Ah, like a crown.
Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me.
Always.
And you have. Again and again.
I have to say, I enjoy these calm moments. It's like the calm before the storm.
See us?
Like so
When all
often.
this is over.
But what do you want? That's the
Not
question.
here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
And that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
Lovely music.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure.
Aww. That was nice.
We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
Yeah.
And we'll do it together.
Okay then, that was Priceless. Okay, Snow Daisy garland, a fragrant diadem hand-woven by Jill from flowers picked on the shores of Oillepheist Bay. I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do, Jill. Right, we're gonna take a look at that in just a bit. And then we have Shiva's Kiss. Song of Winter, Autumn Gone. From Frosted Lips, Oblivion. Northern Nursery Rhyme. Reduces diamond dust cooldown time by 7.5 seconds. Okay. Joining hands with Jill. Jill has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Ah yeah, same as Joshua. Okay. Okay, I did not expect that. I thought now I have Joshua and her. But no, now it's just her. But I would have liked to have Joshua all the time. God dang it. Doesn't matter. We're gonna move on. We're going home and take a look at the next side quests. And now it says party makeup has changed again. And now I do have all of them. Nice. Very good, very good. Oh, yes. Let's take a look at our next reward before we take a look at the Wall of Memories and the missives as well.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back.
And with that, we are done. A New Dawn Unsigned. Every epic starts with a single word, every symphony a single note. This is but the beginning, and forever shall your legend be told. Forever shall your legacy be sung. Ha, nice. Okay, we will get to Sail Forbidden Seas, the Orchestrion Roll, and Fallen Enigma.
You earned this.
Careful Whisper. Yeah, we got all the patrons' gifts. Awesome. Right, let's go to the Orchestrion. And there it is. Ah, yeah. I remember this one. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, let's go to our room. And there it is. I can see it already. There. Snow Daisy Garland. A fragrant diadem hand-woven by Jill from flowers picked on the shores of Oillepheist Bay. The garland rekindles memories of a more innocent time and speaks of a love that can never fade. Beautiful. Very lovely. Alright, so... missives. First, some reading. The Greatest Gift by Jill. It feels like a lifetime ago. It was a lifetime ago. That afternoon on Man's Hill was our very first adventure, but somehow I knew even then that it would not be our last. I will never forget that day, and the simple fact that you have not either fills my heart with a joy so fierce I cannot describe it. Since the moment we first met, you have always been an important part of me, the half that makes me whole. When times are darkest, you are my light. When I am lost, you are my guiding star. You are just what I need. You are all that I need. You are the greatest gift. Oh, very lovely written. Very beautiful. Alright then, let's go and make amends.